So for me, when I'm looking to buy a watch and I see one that I like, the questions that I usually ask first are, is this going to be a good value? Is it worth the money that I'm going to spend on it? Is the build quality, is it going to be a good high quality watch, or is it going to be kind of a cheap watch? And those are the kind of things that I tend to focus on first. But for the watch that we're looking at today, I don't think those are the questions you really need to ask, because from what I've seen of this watch and what I've, seems to be the general impression that other people have, the build quality and the value that you get out of it, the price that you pay for it, it's an amazing watch for the money. The question is more, is this a watch that's going to fit your style? Because it's definitely not something that'll work for everybody. And so today we're going to be taking a look at the Aragon Divemaster NH35, and I think you'll see what I mean in just a second. But why don't you go ahead and take a look at it now. All right, so we're looking at today's Aragon Divemaster NH35. The one that we're looking at is a bright orange one with a bright orange strap. It's 45 millimeters, which is the smaller of the two sizes that you can get. It also comes in a 50 millimeter size. And it's 17 millimeters thick too, so it's very tall on the wrist. It's a very prominent watch, and that's what I was kind of talking about in the intro. This is a watch that it really has to match your personality and your style if you want to try and pull this off. If you're looking for a watch that's going to kind of sit quietly under your cuff, this is not that watch. This watch wants to make a statement. It wants to jump out. It wants to be seen. And that was one of my main concerns is, after I bought it, I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I love everything about it. But I kind of had a hesitation wearing it out because I felt like it was too noticeable. I was trying to find ways, trying to maybe change out the strap with something a little bit quieter to sort of tone it down a little bit and hold it back. And so that's where you got to kind of be careful and really think through when you're picking out the colors that you want with this, whether or not it's going to match your style. The other big question I had on my mind that we'll go through when we go through the review is, is it worth it getting on this rubber strap, or should you spend a little bit more money and get it on the bracelet, the metal bracelet? We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But let's go ahead and start jumping through the review and just get right into it. And yeah, take a look at this watch, which again, I think is a great watch, but maybe not for everybody. And maybe it's for you, maybe it's not, but let's see, and hopefully we can come to a good place in that. Okay, so let's take stock of what we have here. So this is the 45 millimeter version. It also comes in 50, which will make it even larger. 17 millimeters tall. We have lume on the hands, on the hour markers, and on the bezel. And just, look at that beautiful Sunburst dial. You can get that in a lot of different colors. I chose the orange one because I really like orange. And this one, it comes on a rubber strap that it tends to match the color of the dial that you choose. So overall, just a really nice look, I think, for the watch, but very solid build quality too, as you'll be able to see as we go around. So it's a solid stainless steel case, nice finishing all around it, some nice brushing. It's primarily a brushed stainless steel case, and you can really see it's a real deep. There's a lot of depth to it as you get down to the dial. The indices are applied, and so they're nice and raised. You get that coin-edged bezel, but it is very thick. It's 17 millimeters thick, so this is a watch that's going to sit very tall on your wrist. You can see it's got, again, just a really nice look to it. We got a signed crown, which, it's got the painted red Aragon logo in there. Nice little crown guards too. Very comfortable wear. Here you can see right into the movement, which is a Seiko NH35. This movement has hacking, it has hand winding. It's got a 41-hour power reserve. All around great movement, and just seem to be keeping good time, and really pleased with it. I really like the hand winding in particular. It was nice to be able to kind of top off the watch. Let's take a look at the strap. So I chose to get on the rubber strap. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. This is rubber, it's not silicone. It's extremely soft, very comfortable. One of the most comfortable straps I've ever worn. Nice and thick with a nice little beveled edge. And then it's got these two catches that actually both of them are movable, so they slide down, up and down, so you can adjust it really easily. But yeah, it's actually, I was surprised at the quality of the rubber strap. It has a very premium feel to it. It's not cheap at all. And the color, it's kind of a fun color that matches the watch. When you have it on that rubber strap, I feel like it makes it even more of a casual watch than it would be on the bracelet. And that's really what I wanted it for. You can see here that I'm just showing the hand winding on it. Very easy to wind it. And you can see the hacking when I pull it all the way out. So hacking means that the second hand will stop when you pull it out. So that will allow you to actually set it down to the second. If you want to synchronize it with something, you just push it back in when it's time for it to start going. So very easy to set. That is a screw down crown as well, so that gives it a full 200 meters water resistance, which is great. And let's take a look at that dive bezel. So you can see it's 120 click dive bezel. It feels really solid, really smooth to turn. It's not going to move around accidentally on its own, and sounds great. It's just a lot of fun to kind of play around with. Real easy to grip it with that coin edge bezel around the edges. Here's the lume shot. I really like the lume on this one. It's nice and bright, and when it's dark, I like that it has the lume on the bezel as well as the hours and minute hands and the hour markers all around it. So everything kind of lights up. The only thing that doesn't have lume on it is the second hand, but that's not such a big deal. So overall, it looks really great once you get it in the dark. But yeah, let's go ahead and now put it on the wrist and kind of talk about it from a stylistic standpoint. So, the first thing you got to watch out for, this is a big watch, so if you don't want to wear a big watch, or if you have a smaller wrist, this might not be for you. You can see it sits very tall. Again, this watch really calls out for attention. It's not a watch that's going to slide easily under a shirt cuff. And again, if you're putting it on this rubber bracelet, this rubber strap that I bought it with, you want it to be sort of a fun watch, a sort of a colorful accessory, and that's what it's meant for. And that's, so you kind of got to decide, choosing between the rubber one and the metal bracelet. You have those two options. The metal bracelet costs about $40 more on their website. I found that the metal bracelet, the pictures that I've seen on it, kind of makes the watch look maybe tougher, beefier, a little bit even bigger. Whereas with the rubber strap, it sort of makes it look more fun and casual. So you talk about style. The rubber, again, I found is extremely comfortable. I think it's going to be much more comfortable than a metal bracelet, but I've heard a lot of great things about the Aragon bracelets as well. So I was really kind of torn between the two. But ultimately, I decided that I wanted this watch to be a casual watch, to be one that I would actually wear in the water. And so for that reason, I decided to save the money and go with the rubber strap instead. Okay, so these watches right now are on Aragon's website. They're on sale for $120 plus about $12 shipping, so you pay about $130 shipped. Again, I think that's a great deal if this is the kind of watch that you want to get and if you're looking for something colorful. Speaking of colors, they come in black, blue, green, yellow. I was actually pretty tempted by the yellow. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you were going to get one, what color would you pick up? Would you go with the rubber bracelet and save a little bit of money, or would you kind of save up a little bit more and try and get the nice metal bracelet on it? But let me know what you guys think, and hope that helps out anybody out there who's trying to think about whether or not an Aragon watch is for them or not. But yeah, let me know what you think of the contents, and as always, I hope you get a chance to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you again next week. Take care.